I was just talking to my buddy Frank. Frank's been on the show a bunch of times. He's from New York. Okay, when he goes back home, I live in Florida. They're like, what? Florida? A bunch of crazy alligator wrestling, homophobic people live in Florida. Like, the media has pinned Florida as a horrible place on social issues. The incumbent, right, the Democrats, have the entire ecosystem of the media. It's probably easy for the Democrats in Florida to take that stance and not work with the Republicans. They got the whole country behind them.
And you know why? It's because they're subscribing, right, to a political ideology in a party instead of actually being a forward thinker and saying, hey, let's focus on our constituency.
It's not good. It's not good at all because it takes so much away from the actual issues at play.
Yeah.
And I understand how that could be intoxicating as a Democrat at the state level when you have the entire, what seems like, at least the media machine, and a lot of the political will in this country is against Florida and all the issues we have.
Yeah.
So I understand it. I understand why they play that game. But man, we got some issues we got to work through, and we'll never solve them by focusing on those the social ones.
Exactly. I mean, hey, okay, so I'm just going to mention two names here, and I'm not sure if people stand. They can love him or hate him, right? But Gus Bilirakis, U.S. Congressman, he's been in now for 16 years or so. Even when the House was controlled by Democrats, guess what? He was still getting things done, still getting money appropriate. You know why? He reached across the aisle. You look at State Senator Darryl Rouson, the same exact thing. Right, he's been in office now. He did 8 years as a state representative, and now he's done so far 6 years as a state senator. But guess what? He has been able to be bipartisan and reach across the aisle and get things done, and that is why he's effective. Okay, that's what it is about.
How big is that piece for you?
It's huge. It's
critical.
Huge. I mean, it's critical. It's actually paramount. It is the most important part. We have to be of sound mind. You have to be of an open mind, being able to say, hey, what can we get done here? Because if you were to date back, even like as a kid, right? Okay, don't you remember watching the Romney-Obama presidential debate? And they actually had grace.
Right.
And they were like, oh, Mr. President, oh, Mr. Governor, and they would, it was like, wow, they actually get along, right? And who cares? It could have just been for the show and behind doors or whatever. It could have been saying whatever they wanted to. But guess what? In the American public eye, they were always respectful to one another, right? They would agree to disagree.
It was a dialogue.
We've lost that.
And it was a well thought out conversation about the issues at play. And unfortunately, we've veered so far away from that. Do you believe that certain individuals get intoxicated with the latter of it? Oh, I'm going to be I'm going to be a state rep, and then I'm going to be maybe a senator or a United States congressperson, or maybe I want to run for governor. Do you think they stay in the box to go up the ladder?
Yeah.
What would the motivation be to not work with the other side? I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Why wouldn't you want to get things done for the people here in Florida? That's who matters.
Yeah.
Party doesn't matter. The people in Florida matter.
I think the time where you would say, hey, I don't want to work with the left or work with the right, whatever side you're on, the time, and I'll tell you the time that I wouldn't want to work with the opposite side is when I know it is going to go against my constituency and it's going to hurt my people back home, okay? Or when I know it completely, violates what I stand for and what I know what is in the best interest, right, of my citizens. That's when I say, heck no, it won't go, right? But ultimately, you have to be PC people. And here's the thing. We get so caught up in that lens is that when you serve as a state official, when you serve as a federal official, whatever the case may be, you are sworn in, right, to protect and defend and uphold the Constitution of the United States, Constitution of Florida, right, and ultimately be a servant, right? And what happens is we go and think, oh, well, I'm just going to be a servant only to my Republican base or a servant only to my Democratic base, right? That's where we've gone such array, right? Because ultimately you're serving every person, Democrat, independent.
And all the people that did not vote for you as well.
Exactly.
Hey guys, if you want to watch the full episode of this clip, click right here. Make sure to subscribe by clicking right here. Thank you for watching.